Oye, mi amor, ¿qué vamos a hacer hoy? Dime.
Jangueando en la casa aburrido con ganas de que averiguando qué hacer por la noche. Entonces entras en mi cuarto pa' ver.
Dice,
Levántate mi amor, hoy vamos a beber. Sax. Ponte algo sexy, bebé. Tírate un selfie, bebé. Yeah, hey. Ponte algo sexy, mi amor. Tírate un selfie, mi amor. Hey, dale, tírate un selfie que te ve bien cabrón. Brindamos todas las copas, que se trabajo. Tírate un selfie que te ve 1,000,000. No hay trabajo en la mañana, un bendición. Baby, put your favorite dress on. And baby, we can skip and go right to the sequel. Prende Philly Blunt, take a hit for the people. El Instagram, que se algoritmo. Machuca sin vergüenza y la tiro con ritmo. Agua. You know I like it like that. You know I like it like that. You know I like it like that. Yeah. Tírate un selfie que te ve bien cabrón. No hay trabajo en la mañana. Llamo a mi cama when the night is done. Ponte algo sexy, mi amor. Hey. Tírate un selfie, mi amor. Chacho. Ponte algo sexy, mi amor. Tírate un selfie, mi amor. Tírate un selfie que te veo 1,000,000. No hay trabajo en la mañana, que se del trabajo. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita, huepa.
Got a two-tongue weight from my hairline to my backbone, and it's dragging me around that I don't listen. All your critics on red, mind your own business. That's right. And run red lights. Now watch me fly. Got an angel to my left, devil to my right. We're going down.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with the Road Dog. My name is Lane and I am your host tonight. Quick reminder, magic word up here, dog, D-A-W-G will save you 10% off on a Tangent wallet. Let's get on over to the charts. Bloody day today, wouldn't you say? I don't know about you, but my portfolio on this wallet, ooh, she took a little bit of a hit. Not liking it at all. Not liking it. But, you know, to be expected. So I'm over here and I'm really watching closely on Total 3. Put that out earlier today. It's like you sounded so bullish when you first started, and by the end, oh my God, you sounded like a bear. Man, she's doing some tricky things here right now. It really looks like the 4 hour on Total 3 altcoins over here has caught. Well, it definitely has found support here, but will that support hold? And I mean, honestly, I've got my doubts. Seeing what the bigger time frames are saying, and also just taking into account we already had a spike through there. It already poked a hole through there. It's already knocked a little hole in the wall there. It can squeeze through. This trend line has now been weakened. Well, that's a nice bounce, but we're just not doing very much here on the 4 hour on a Friday, coming into a weekend when nobody knows for sure if there's an ETF or not. There can be all kinds of news articles out there. Yes, it's going to be approved on the 11th. No, we're going to think about it. Oh, we've got a delay. Gary come out. It wasn't my fault. They're just behind. We just need a few more weeks. Okay, just to look over things. Here's something that's like really bullish though. We got Bitcoin dominance over here. This is the 4 hour chart. Man, had this channel broke to the downside. Now we're breaking back into it. By all generalities, that's pretty hella bullish. You know what might be a scenario that might make a little bit of sense to me? I don't know. I want to take a look at Total 3 here real quick on the bigger chart. Throw it up here on the daily. This is what we're looking at. We were following this trend line, and it's kind of a sketchy one. It doesn't take into account the bottom here. So this is really the extension of the trend line. It's really making a more of a megaphone than an actual channel. Although this one worked for a nice little bit, but we fell below it. But we haven't fell below this one. Not yet. Anyway, hopefully we won't. But we have seen billions come out of the market. We're up to $529 billion in altcoins, and now we're down to 483. Ouch. I don't like it. I want to see a bounce here, but we've got a pretty solid trend line, maybe an ascending, descending triangle there. There are points here where we can bounce, but I'm telling you, I don't see the end all be all signal yet. But there's a chance. There's a chance it's coming. Then there's also a chance it'll just bounce here and go right back up, like these patterns have done on many of the altcoins that we've seen them play out on. Come down here to the bottom, finally bounce off, and then they come way back up to the top of that line, way up crazy. Now, can you imagine another $100 billion coming in here? What would your bags look like? That would be kind of awesome. I hope that happens. I really do. I'm hoping it will. It had a better chance before it started breaking some of these areas down here. Ichimoku Cloud says, there's still a chance, but I'm hanging out really close. And if you get too close to me, I'm going to bite you. I'm going to swallow you up. Because that's what I do. I'm a cloud. I will fog your brain. I like to look on the bigger, big time frames. I like the weekly. And I like this weekly. I like this cloud being far away, but it's also kind of a lot lower. I mean, we can kind of come back down to these areas. That kind of sucks. Our our 9 moving average is over here around the 440 area, about $40 billion lower where we could go, man. It could. What's yet? You know, we still haven't got the crosses on the weekly of the 50 over the 200, or even the 21 over the 200, and the 100 starting to cross to the downside. I'm not crazy about that. Don't like it. I do like being above this red cloud though, and have this little sliver green though. That kind of makes me happy. This is a time when I really like to pull out the MACDs, because if they're crossed over here, it's a no-go for me. They're not. But it's a little tired. It could still keep going, but it's a little tired. But if they were looking like they were crossing, I'd be saying, I'm getting ready to sell. We're going to take a little crypto vacation. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing it on the 5-day though, which leads into the weekly. So that's a little clue where we might be headed. Not liking that. No, not liking it. 3-day. Oh, you flirting with coming down right there. 3-day. And then we got the daily where it's already crossed. But I mean, we can make comebacks from the daily. It's that weekly. It's that weekly will do you in. So seeing that weekly looks all right. It's the daily that's already crossed, and the 5-day that's kind of in the middle. He could go either way, really. There might be some kind of news that would come to give us a little bit of a lift into our altcoins. Might be. There might be some news that comes that makes Bitcoin dominance just want to really, really take off. Now that would put a damper on the altcoins, but hopefully, you know, it should also raise some altcoins. I think the fear is that there would be a big sell-off in altcoins, and that's possible. It's possible. There might be some big players out there going to dump their altcoin positions. Hey man, they're up anyway, right? They're whales. They've been buying when it's cheap. I mean, TRB's made a killing. They already took some profit from that, hadn't they? Yeah, they pulled a big one on that one. That was nice. They got all kinds of money throwing some of these things on some of these ideas. There's been a lot of it made some nice gains that would be sad to see them lose it. But that's what I'm watching closely over this weekend, to see what happens, to see if we get any kind of pumps in. Is it manipulated pumps? Is it retail coming back in? And we're not seeing retail. Even with all this good FUD out there, we're not seeing anything exciting pushing our market up. We're just kind of hanging out, but yet it's still just Friday night, early for the games to begin, when the whales come out with the low liquidity and they like to drive prices where they like. Now the VCs and the market makers, I don't know what the market makers are playing 24/7. They have to. The VCs and some of the bigger games, you know, we might be safe from them fairly much, but the old whales that know how to work this game too, just as good as the market makers. I would guess that a lot of them are market makers now. An ETF would be great to give us confluence for this bullish breakout that could happen here. That could drive us up to this area to 60% that we've targeted for a long time, but even over that. Meaning the Bitcoin would take the reins. Bitcoin would take the spotlight. Altcoins would be on the back burner, but not out of the picture, you know? I mean, it's not like, oh no, but it's toast. But there is that big chance for a nice big pullback. It doesn't have to come all the way back down here to 400 billion. Doesn't have to, but it can. Another 50 billion out, come down and retest an area that may hold us. Technically, we could come all the way back down here to 375 billion, and don't want to see that. Would really like to see this hold. This was our last high there. Also got a little line here to deal with. That's at what, 440? That might hold us. Actually, that may have. that's where we dipped down to. So we stuck our toe in that little area, kind of testing this high back here. So if I make mine right to that wick, it came just below the top of that wick over there. To me, that's a good sign, and it having a 50 moving average, that could be the bounce. And I just got to imagine that I must be sounding wishy-washy right now. It looks so bad. It looks scary. It could be. It could be. For my bags and everything, I'm not worried. I mean, they're up in profit, and I seriously doubt that, you know, it's the leverage plays that should be worried. My spot bags and your spot bags, if you're convinced about them, they should be fine. And any bounces to the downside on altcoins will not take long to recover because we are in a bull run. We're not in the bear run anymore. We're making the higher highs, higher lows. We might get a correction. Yeah, might have to take a hit. Might have to take one on the chin for a few weeks, maybe a month or two. Who knows what would go on? May just see some, you know, delayed growth, some retarded growth there in our bags as Bitcoin takes a show if the ETF does pop off. Just an interesting time. But the only thing that we can do this weekend is just watch and see if these levels hold. See how many millions will come out over the weekend and how many millions might come back in next week. But right now, we must acknowledge that we are under the 9 moving average on total 3 market cap, meaning altcoins going down, baby. Our saving grace may be this 200 moving average here on the 4 hour. That gives us a little bit more confluence for maybe a bounce in these areas. I think this one's a little too early. Down a little lower to get us up a little higher. Let's hope for it. There is a little bit of bullish divergence forming here, but it'll be a lot stronger, I believe, if RSI continues up as price continues down. That's what we need. That's exactly what we need to give us bullish divergence, which would indicate a change in trend. Let's look for that. We want to see these lower lows keep on coming down. And actually, it would be good for it to come down here and do that. But we want to see this RSI continue this new trek to the upside. It's made a higher low. We need to see it make a higher high, come back, make a higher low. That might take a little while. Might take all weekend. Fall in line just in time when the market makers want to bounce it to the upside because they sneaky that way. Dang. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, Road Dog? You just being a downer. No, I'm just looking at what the charts are saying. Personally, I mean, I've given my opinion about what I think about Bitcoin ad nauseum. Don't want to get around. Oh God, he's going to start on that again. No, please, no, don't. Go talk about something else. May have to, because I'm not getting any candle love here. What's up with my candle? Well, I'm on the RSI. In a nutshell, for me, we were in a similar situation back here in 2020, just 3 years ago. I finally seen one person come up with something similar. They didn't have a rising wedge. They had something, I think they just had a trend line. I think they were just going like this, which that's valid. It's a support resistance flip. That counts. Technically, if you played that, you would have caught it early. So they're finally seeing some other analysts are seeing some similarities between what was going on back in 2020 and the beginning of 2021 when we broke out of this rising wedge, according to me. Both of these are correct, by the way. They are both legit. But the rising wedge is the clue that tells us parabolic action's coming. That's the one that says, baby, when this line's gone, it's going to look good. And we've done the same thing over here. We just got started. Now do notice back here. Let's see, the flat line here did get a retest. It's not showing up on the weekly here, but there was a small retest, a quick retest before this one shot off. This was when Michael Saylor was buying Bitcoin and became public and just kind of created FOMO on the institutional sides. And oh my God, For real? Can he do that? Hey, Gary, can he do that? Gary, you need to do something about that. I don't know if you should be able to do that. Can I do that? You shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. You should only stick with bonds and dollars. That's the safe play for you know. Guys, we got Strega in the house. We got Dave Forget. One hit a quitter. Hey then. Hey man, welcome guys. I'm glad to have you here. This next week is going to feel like 9 years in crypto days. I can see that. I agree. All right, guys, if you got anything you want me to look at, just throw it out in the chat. I don't really have much of an agenda other than just watching the market right now. I flip-flopped on my RUNE trade trying to figure out what's to go on. I'm going short right now, but I've kind of lowered my position down. Are you going short? Are you going long? You can't seem to figure it out either. It's got some nice, you know, I think you can flip around RUNE. I'm seeing a possible inverted head and shoulders kind of form in here. And you got a little something going on here. I don't think I want to stay too short on you, baby. But your bigger time frame on RUNE, man. You guys saw the stream earlier today. Went over RUNE and that looks scary. RUNE looks freaking scary with that mountain of heads and shoulders up there. Flirting with breaking, coming down. It's got all the bad signs for down. But when I flipped to the downside, it was way too early because I'm on the daily chart here. I didn't really come down and nail it. I was just like, just screw it. Go ahead. Just take it. Just go. Go, Lassie. Are you going to come up here and do some other stuff? What are you doing, RUNE? Come on, baby. It's a mixed bag right here with RUNE. What gets wicked often does get candlestick, though. They've ran the price down, didn't quite get where they wanted to go. Fill their bags as much, and a lot of times they come back and go for round two there. Looks like that may be in store for RUNE. Gosh darn it. One hit a quitter says cat, cyberarena. Let's go take a look at that. She's still in formation there. Still got a partial decline. If it can hold, hopefully it will hold. It's testing it. It's already tested. It's already come down. It's wicked down below, but the candles are holding this trend line. So that still counts for something. So if we still get candle bodies closing above this, that still holds that as support there. But I mean, it's just wicking down to, you know, basically touch this bottom too. So it's knocking out both of those bottoms there. But as long as this area holds and we don't break below that, make a new low, we should be good. If we make a new low, we could be coming all the way back down to the bottom of the channel, and that's no fun. This is doing what we call a partial decline here, and that's when they come down to this area, and that's right before they start getting ready to break out. So that's always the first sign to look for on any kind of triangular pattern. I think of it. Wedges, the broadening patterns, especially the broadening patterns, that's the big clue on them. But it does this with wedges too. Sometimes they make like inverted head and shoulders and other bottoming patterns here along with it on a smaller scale. But usually a partial decline before it breaks to the upside. It can still do that. It's got the big red cloud there like a magnet. The closer it gets to that red cloud, the better we are. And on the 4 hour here, 200 moving average is still moving up. The other ones are moving down, not as great, but the 200's the big dog, and you know, it can pull them back up. So you got that on your side. Looking for some divergence here. Not seeing what we need for a turnaround. Really not. And so that makes me question this area, how well it would hold. It may actually come down and get some candles down here, but let's hope that area holds if it does. Oh my God, I'm stuck in a role-playing game. Hey, Road Dog, when you was out there, you know, cruising for songs for a playlist and stuff, what was it about this when it turned you on and made you hit download? Because this one sucks. It doesn't suck, it just doesn't fit my mood. All right, on the 15-minute, ooh, she up, looking down for the 15. Probably back down to these areas, about 14.26. It's not much, not much. Just playing around, trying to find support there. Overall, I think she still looks good. She may fall a little bit if the market starts turning sour on us. It's really all up to Bitcoin and then Total 3, what Total 3 does. But I still maintain when she breaks out of this pattern, got all these little targets in between, and you know what? I would just count them out, man. This one right here at 0.0023. Top of this trend line at 0.0026, but the real target you're looking for, where all the money's at, is up here right around the 618 Fibonacci, and my measure moves goes just right below 0.003849. So, you know, whatever's going on, it may throw us off for a few weeks, may throw us off for a few months, or it could just blast us through. It could be what we need to get retail back in. But the ETFs, that's huge, and it's not just one, it's a bunch of them. And that will let people, that will make the banks and the financial planners and all that start pushing Bitcoin products and the Goldman Sachs products, the BlackRock products. Those financial advisors are finally going to be advising that, hey man, you need to put at least like 1% in Bitcoin. I'm just saying, it's just been up and to the right, strongest asset in history. Now they're going to love it. They're going to flip and love Bitcoin. And eventually, you know, we'll get other spot ETFs, Ethereum ETF, Solana ETF. You know, they're already dripping wet thinking about that one. Crypto's expanding. I think you will see a lot of the old school coins expand first, though. The tried and true ones, maybe in Bitcoin Cash, because Grayscale does have that trust. Horizon. They got a big one. ADA, Cardano, whatever. Supernova says, how's Joystream doing? Probably taking a hit like everything else. I'm on crypto, right? Why does that not look right? Joystream down here. And up here. Taking a hit, bouncing back though, finding support down here at 3.9 cents. Good for you, Joystream. Bounced off that 3. Sitting at 4.2. Of course, I'm on the 15-minute chart. We got to zoom out. Got to zoom out. She's got a chance to come back and touch that trend line. There's a good chance that she'll dip down to the bottom of the trend line. The closer she gets to it, you know, it's not going to drop down as far, but, and that's just about 3.6 cents. Maybe may come down, make a lower low, or maybe an equal. Maybe. Actually, that's a good support resistance flip area right there. So, she may just come back down and just tap off that one more time. Possible. We got all weekend of what's obviously going to be a little bit of a bearish nature, unless some money decides to come in from somewhere. This is interesting. I like that. That's actually, this one we're on the 4-hour. Price rising in, rounded shape, flagging out. Doesn't look like it drops below 66% of the way down. It does not. I think we got a cup and handle right here. Like a real one, for real. Possible. This lips a little bit up. They're best played when both lips of the cup are around the same. Now they can still play out like this, but your best ones will always play out when it's about the same areas, where they come back and get rejected at the same areas and then handle out. but it does look like it. Of course, if you charted it earlier ahead of time, you know, you would say, oh, there's the handle. Man, them handles can go on. Those handles can last. They can go. But the biggest thing is for them not to fall below this point right here. And it's got some room. It can still come down and touch the bottom of this trend line and still technically be a cup and handle pattern. So measure move for this little guy. For a cup and handle, we'll give you a target for joystream at just right under 10 cents. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's do that. A little hopium there. We need a little hopium right now. That was hopium with an H, YouTube. All right. So we're in a megaphone pattern. With when you actually do it right, a lot of people, I mean, you know, sometimes we try to, you know, find something, but it's always a bad idea to cut through a lot of candles, especially thick candles. Cutting through wicks. But you start walking on some shaky ground when you start cutting through candles. You might be skewing your information. But look, we follow this. Back up here, we got, this was swing low, that was swing high. That's the leg that we're starting out with there with. Following our candles here, that was our first touch. These dipped a little bit below it. I like to go from there to the first touch, see how that plays out. Maybe we have to adjust it. But basically, we got a downward megaphone pattern. It's a bullish pattern with a partial decline, meaning that by the terms of this pattern, you know, it's found solid ground and it's ready to start moving up, although it may be a little struggle over the next one on the 4-hour chart over this weekend. But come next week, this one may actually take off, and we got a cup and handle in the middle of a technically a bearish megaphone pattern, but they're not bearish till they break down to the downside. Partial decline here. Oh man, that gives we already got the target up, yeah, toward the top of this trend line right here. And we may have to refine that trend line a little bit because, you know, I've kind of cut through some things here on this time frame. You will find that your lines will vary just depending on what time frame you are on. And you may have to adjust them a little bit. But figure out which time frame that you're trading on. That's the important one. I trade a lot on the 4-hour. I may watch the 6-minute, 1 minute, 15-minute, whatever. But I'm always going by the 4-hour, and then I'm checking it against the daily. So the 4-hour really kind of guides my trading. That's where I'm zooming out to. And then when I get on the smaller time frames, I just have a blast. Tinson says that tectum's breaking out. Let's hope so. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Loves it. Wish I'd bought more when you were so cheap, but I was being me. Being human. Or just being difficult. I was being broke because I already spent all my dry powder on other stuff. That's the problem. But I'm getting better. I have some dry powder. It's not as much as I need or want, but I've got some, so that's a start, right? That's one of the issues that I deal with. As traders, investors, we find that we all have weaknesses because there's no perfect trader, even though they want to portray themselves like that on YouTube. 15 years experience, yeah. I'm the man. I do it right. Yeah, every time. Even my mistakes are okay because they're planned out. They're planned mistakes just for your education. Yeah. My losses are an example just for you. Yeah. But I rarely lose. And I'm rarely wrong. Because I tell you on all the different time frames. On this one, it says we're going up to 56,000. On this one, it says we're going down to 30. One of those is going to be right or half right. And I'm going to be right because I said it. Yeah. I'm just being silly. Let's get on with it. Oh my gosh, we got 12 people here. That might be a new record for me because I'm a little bitty channel. You know what that means, don't you?
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, that means it's Friday night. If I'm going to have 12 people in here, we're going to have a party. Let's invite all the cool kids to the house here. Oh, Doge is in the way there. We got a full house. A full house tonight. Tectum on the 4-hour looks freaking awesome, man. Man, that Ichimoku cloud, that's exactly what you want to see your cloud look like when you're on a strong bust up to the upside. Exactly what you want your cloud to look like. Spindly, far away from price, pointing straight up. Yeah! Do it, baby. Got a retest off of this trend line, touched it about 3 or 4 good times there for a couple of days there. Broke through it at the last time and then bounced off. Sprung is like a spring. You look at that as a Wyckoff, part of a Wyckoff accumulation there with the little spring. So basically, you know, we just had this level here and now we flipped that as support. Hella bullish. Hella bullish. I think most people, first of all, saw this as some kind of flag, which extended out and still some kind of flag. And then you have a measure move that you could pull from that. Put into the final true breakout right there. Tells us that Tectum is headed on the 4-hour chart to around $42. Make me a holla, I get paid to do the wild thing. Slap this little price label on there so everybody can proudly see that measure move. Paint it blue. I don't like to stop there though. I like to see the big picture. Not only can it go to 42, it can also go up to 46 right there at the 618 Fibonacci. That's a good place to moonbag. It's a dang good place to moonbag, especially if you got it real cheap and you have moonbag jet. I have not moonbagged yet because I have a small bag. Small bag. I mean, it's a growing bag, but it's not as big as I wanted it. Such is life. Things happen. But my Naka was a lot, you know, kind of a smaller bag too, but it's not so small anymore. So I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Let's go ahead and call it, baby. Go ahead and call it. Tectum at $86 is what I want to see. That's my longer term target. Is that the end all be all for this market? No, it's just our next real higher high, basically, from this spike over here. And then we'll retrace, and I don't know what part of the year or the cycle that we'll be in there. It's still possibly would still be this year, so we got 2 years to go, baby. 2 years. How high can Tectum go? You just keep doing it, baby. We gotta get rid of these small time, right? These little prices here because they're blocking what I need to do. All right, so now we were all tracing all this. We got to break to the upside. Now we got a new trend line to follow, which more than likely will be a channel. Just throwing that out there. So let's kind of identify this. I like to plan all this stuff out. Some people would like to just draw flags all day on the 15-minute, 6-minute. Oh, look, it's a flag. You can do that, but man, when you zoom out and look at the big picture, it kind of, you know, it's like your GPS. You see the map before you. Kind of know where you're headed. So as we come up here, maybe some resistance around $40, but hey, man. Still got the target, 42. I likes it. Any retest might be back down at this level, about 29. Because we flipped that area too on the smaller flag. So me personally, I like to zoom out in bigger time frames and map everything out, and I've got it. I know where I'm headed, my Fibonacci's, my measured moves from the bigger things. But man, it gets wild sometimes when I see some of these, you know, teacher guys and stuff like that, and they're just always on the smaller time. They may look on the bigger ones, but it's like, I don't know, they're getting their moves. They're always on this. Not all of them. No, not all of them. But you know, and then we go here, and I don't know. Maybe that's because it's a daily. I don't know. It just the smaller time. Yeah, and then one of these days, you know, it does not play out. But if you zoomed out to the bigger time frame, there might have been a sign there saying, hey, this is the one that's not going to play out, because you're right up here to this level. You just can't see it because you're on a tiny time frame. But there is a measure move. Did we put it up from that? Is that the one we had before? Did we already do that? No, that was, we took you. Have we got confluence in that? Do we have two of them doing the same thing? That's what I'm wondering. Yes, look at that. How crazy is that? We got two measure moves from this one to that one. I would say that 42, 44, 45, $42.45 area is probably a pretty good target. That's what my confluence tells me. It says, man, Road Dog, if you are going to sell, put a limit order to sell or something, that's the number you want to go with, man. Don't sell too early. Don't get too happy when it's $37 and go, man, I made my 3% today. Let's jump out. Let's just do that 10 more times today and we're on our way. Hell no, it doesn't happen that damn easy, does it? To get 3% or 30%. This one's going to give us how much? But it kills me, man, when I see these gurus and they can't let their trades pay out. They just can't. They're always banging. Not they. Namaste right here and do some charting, because that's like 40% gains, man. That's awesome. Loves it. Tectum. Well, at least something is doing good today. Stricker says TRB's dipping. It better not be. Have I got you? I can't remember. I tried to play that one, but she's too tricky. I'm still up. I don't think she's going to dip. I got her at 116. I think I'm good for right now. I just need to get a bigger bag, which is going to blow my entry out of the water. I can either stick with a small amount with a great injury, but if I throw another $5 in there, it's going to bring me up to where she can stop me out and turn this thing against me. So I've got to kind of wait this one. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat that entry on TRB. But if she starts going crazy again and making higher highs, I can take that risk. And TRB on Binance. This one's been amazing. If you were in it at the right time, riding it to the upside or shorting it to the downside, man, it made some money quick, fast, and heavy. But if you got caught in chop on it, it took it right back. Took a lot of mine back. That's the lesson. That's the lesson that I keep trying. Say, man, we're only going to catch the moves to the upside. I want to get those good moves, man. When it gets choppy, stop trading. But for some reason, the little degen in me says, go ahead. Go ahead and try it. Go ahead, just jump out there. Just a little bit. That degen voice, that psychology. Trading is all psychology. I think it's good to give your degen a little playroom of his own where he can run around and go crazy, and that helps you maintain a little bit more of a level ahead, or it does me, helps me maintain more of a level ahead with my bigger, more important stuff that I've got. So I've got a couple of small degen cats that grew into larger degen accounts with more coins. And I do all my risky plays like on MEXC, little on crypto.com. But then I've got my serious bags, my hodl bags, my longer plays. I respect them. I don't mess with them. I like watch them carefully. Like my Bitcoin, man. You don't. I don't sell my Bitcoin for no reason. Now you taking Tether if you want payment because you ain't getting it in Bitcoin. Bitcoin will never leave my wallet. It is enter only. TRB. Well, hopefully this area will hold. It looks like it flipped it for support there. I've got this line. I think that is a fib, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? We got to zoom out here. I was fortunate enough to catch it on these bottoms here, so I'm not in trouble until we start coming closer down there. And I don't think it will, because look at Ichimoku Cloud. She is just crazy. Look, she's crazy. She's way up here too. $357. It may bounce us right back up there. On the daily, the 9 is nowhere near crossing over the 21 to give us a bearish cross signal. Found some support down here. I like it, so I'm actually longing this, but I'm playing it. You know, that one account has a great entry. My other ones, I don't think I have that great of an entry, so I'm playing it little by little, trying to build a little position here. Without getting stopped out, without getting into liquidation territory. Well, actually, if you play it small enough on the right leverage, if it comes down to liquidation territory, you double your buy. And that's a technique to actually build that bag. If you nibble, you can add more as it comes down to liquidation. So you get down in an area, where you think, okay, it might turn around here, but it may come down a little bit lower. Let's take advantage of that opportunity. If it does come down lower, make a bigger position, lower our entrance, more profit. It can just be a little, I'm still finessing on that one, but that's basically what I did over here on Bitunix. That's the technique that I used that actually was working for me until I did something stupid or stop losses didn't get hit. I don't know. But I got caught up in, well, we all got caught up in that big sell-off there. That kind of, but I could have sworn I had some stop losses set. Maybe it plastered through them. I don't know. Sometimes when volatility goes so fast, stop losses don't always catch. Played like a fiddle. Haven says, getting ready to buy some Axel and stake it on your K wallet. On Kepler? So, yeah. Man, yeah. I love Cosmos ecosystem. I've spent most of my day, normally I'm in the charts before the stream, and I was a little bit late to the stream. I spent my day, I thought I would do some airdrop farming today. And so I've rid some Ethereum over to MANTA DAO. And I was going to try to do this on several different chains, but I got caught up on MANTA DAO for several hours there on that one. But we're kind of in some good little airdrop periods right now in the market, so it's a good thing to take advantage of. I think you still got some time if you're interested in going to, it's not MANTA DAO, it's they're not even, I think you have to go over to what is it, over here, CoinMarketCap, MANTA Network. Lark Davis was talking about this one today, and it's got a kind of a short window still left that you can still get in on this. So you have to kind of use the bridges and kind of play around with the ecosystem a little bit. But this one's going to be airdropping, and they've got all kinds of things. So does it tell you how to do it? You go to the website, MANTA Network, and you bridge to MANTA Pacific. And right here it tells you, and they'll walk you through it. But here's the deal, okay? So you got to do this. Kind of figured out. It says enter your invite code to join, and when you put an invite code in there, and it forms a team. So I now have a team. I have codes that I can give you guys. Now, some of these codes, if you're interested, you may not be. I think they're one use only, but for every one that's used, I think I get another code to share. I put them over in the Telegram group Telegram group. Ian Molina also had a nice video, and I haven't even had the chance to go through all of that, but I'll be spending most of my time over these next few days trying to do this. Seeing what I can get for what little that I do. Mostly bridging and maybe playing with some ecosystems. But over in the lounge area, I did put some. I put the links over there. I put the tweet over there. You can get Penta rewards, and I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff going on. But the MANTA airdrop will be coming to people, and you got to use that code to actually get into the qualify. If you just go over there and bridge without doing all this stuff and then walk you through the process, then it doesn't qualify. But I've got some of the codes over there, and if it comes across one that doesn't work, and they just kind of leave a message there, I can put the other ones out. But there is, a little bit of time. But you go in there, and man, I wish I could walk it through it, but I don't want to have to waste one of those codes to do it. But it's pretty sweet. Because it might be a really, really nice airdrop. It walks you through the process of switching ETH over, bridging it over. Then you go through something. In this process, it will give you something called stone. That's their equivalent. That's what they call ETH, wrapped ETH over there. They call it stone. And you can use that to pool. That's some pretty cool stuff over there. I made some pools, did some of that with ETH, and Tia's involved with this too. And it had 427% returns on that pool. Pretty cool. Playing around with some of that stuff, and it gets you qualified for some of the other airdrops for the other things on that chain. It's been an experience. It's been kind of cool. But it is a little bit of a process to do it. All right, so we were looking. So we looked at tectum and AXL. Let's look at AXL. Axelar. Well, how much is it up to today? No. It's on Coinbase. It already had the Coinbase day. She got up to 130. I don't even know what my average price. I picked it up. I've just traded, taken staking rewards and swapped them out for that. But I mean, she stayed around forever. Looks like she's about under 40 cents, between 40 cents and 30 cents for most of the year. Until November, started spiking up 77 cents. And that's cool. This is 1, 2, I think she's got another leg up there, baby. Do it. Go for it. What, I don't have you set up there? All right, we'll do it this way. Another easy way to kind of eyeball it, but it doesn't mean that it will meet this at all. And actually, the next move is usually not as long as this one right here. I think your best targets, if you're looking for targets, probably not a bad idea to take some profit. If you're trading, if you're like me and you got it staking, or maybe just hang it out on a desk, you could flip it into something else, or just leave it staking, whatever. But if you're looking for a target to take profits, 147 is where I can see us heading, possibly up here to 165, and that's probably when it's going to get a nice big pullback. Let me do one other thing. I didn't see this over here. I didn't see you. Oh, it's not even as hopeful. I think I can make it back. We'll acknowledge this. All right, from this swing high to this swing low, this could possibly be the second high. I think it's going to go a little bit higher. I think you're looking about 148 myself. And it looks like a 3-wave or a 5-wave up, and then an ABC correction, that kind of thing. Looks like it's doing that pretty darn good. I bet, though, Elliott Wave's counting some kind of weird count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're to ABC now. It probably is because Elliott ducks. Yeah, see, I told. No. Nope, he sees what I see. Well, Aubrey, gosh darn it. It's thinking you can retrace, though, and come back, and that's true. I think it's going to be more of a flag. It seems to be holding in this area, but if those lines cross on the daily here, I don't see them doing it yet. Well, that's a fib level. And this is a fib level, 65 cents and 88 cents. Let's go ahead and turn that off. I can see it getting down to here, possibly. And it may drop on down to 88 cents. We're on the 4-hour and retesting the 200 moving average around $1. That $1 should hold if it does fall down. Let's see what the patterns say. But yeah, you lost it. I think there's a chance you can come down and then, you know, start working our way back up on a new trajectory is what I'm seeing. It's going to kind of play out like a flag, in my opinion. That's the channel. But this is what it's doing. So when you come up and you get these ascending triangles like this, well, all they do when they break down is form a channel or a falling wedge. One of the two. Probably it's always shadows in the channel. You can always find the channel. But if it does lose it, then right down here is where we can expect to come. I'm gonna have to disagree with Elliott for a moment. So it'd be nice to get a bounce off the bottom of this 106 and then break to the upside. That could happen, and we'd be on a new trajectory under this trend line and just work our way up to those higher targets there. But right around here in this area, she's going to need to take a big break, and then she'll carry on and go higher and higher. Strigger, are you getting commercials or something? I see you mean mugging sometimes. CTI, Clintex. I like this one. She's in a juicy buy zone. Gosh, that buy zone just getting nicer and nicer. How you doing, Floki Safe Moon? You're supposed to be... Oh, Floki Safe Moon's up. That means I might be able to get me some more Clintex. You know, I bought this and I said on the stream, I thought I bought this before, man. I couldn't find it. I finally found it. I bought it on the ETH network. Most of it I've been buying lately has been on the Binance. Man, ETH fees are... they suck. And sometimes they're not too bad. Like $5 or $6, but sometimes they do some of that stuff. It runs up 30, 60 bucks. That sucks. Clintex, man. It fell below this. I'm kind of concerned about that. Needed to break up above there, baby. Come on. Pull back up. Pull back up. Don't fall down. If this trend line doesn't hold, we can be looking for these lower prices, that 15 and that 17, or 1.7 cents and 1.5 cent area. And I don't want to see that happen. This trend line is holding very well. So maybe a dip down 0.02, right about 2 cents. It can bounce off of that and start working. Maybe come back up above this trend line. Let's see what the bigger time frames are saying here for possible for bounce up the trend line. Are you going to go back up to the trend line? That's why we should always make our decisions based on the bigger time frames. It's coming down. Hopefully, on the daily chart, the two will meet somewhere on this trend line. That's what we're going to hope for, is a bounce off this, or it may break the trend line and wick down there and bounce off of it. Could do that. The good signs are that the 100 is crossing the 200. Now, usually, we talk about this a lot of times you'll see when that happens, it's bullish overall, but there's always a pullback, and sometimes it likes to come down and touch that 100. And that's the situation that I think we're getting into, but I think that this 100 moving average is going to be making its way up there as price spends a few days coming down to kind of meet it. So, price target is now here. Big time frames always win. Go with the big ones, baby. They're the most accurate. I don't know why I didn't start out with the daily on that anyway. That's a general rule. Whenever I'm seriously sitting here charting something, I'm getting ready to buy or something, I'm always checking the bigger time frames, whether it's the, depending on how I'm playing it, whether it's the week. No, it's always a good, you always need to check the weekly. Week, daily, 4 hour, then we worry about the smaller time frames. But if the week, daily, and the 4 hour are not in gear, it's a no-go. I don't know if you guys know this. I think I take it for granted that a lot of people just know a lot of the stuff that I already know. But if you use the stochastics, take the bigger time frames, stochastics and RSI, you know how they either overbought or oversold? Well, when you find them both topping out on bigger time frames, like the weekly, that's exit. So I got RSI, and then over here I got stochastics. This is stochastics at the top right here, right? Then on the weekly, RSI is topping up, making a lower low. That's what we're seeing here, and it's going down. That means that moves over. That is your exit signal right there to get out. And it works on every time frame, the weekly, the daily, or whatever. Same thing with buying. You want them both at the bottom. This is the whole secret to trading right here. This will keep you from buying too high and selling too low. When you're actually looking to be active in trading or active in buying or selling, when these things are going on the bigger time frames, the weekly. And if you can find them both together, the weekly and the daily, you've nailed it. Stochastics down at the bottom on the weekly. RSI down at the bottom on the weekly at the same time. You can't pick a better place to get in the market. It's at the bottom. Stochastics up here topped out. It actually, and this happens with stochastics, they level out. They just kind of flatline tops and bottoms. And price can still go up, or price can be going anywhere while it's doing that. But it's at the top, and RSI is at the top on the weekly. And that was telling you, this is the week you need to get your ass out of CTI right here. That's what he was saying. So we see that. Okay, so for instance, that one on the daily, right? On the weekly. Or that one on the weekly. Then we come down to the daily. We look for the same thing. Look for the same thing right here. RSIs are topped out, or stochastics are topped out. That's this line. RSI is also topped out. You can even drag the MACD into this if you want, but when you got that, that's narrowing it down. We seen it happening on the weekly. Now we see it happening on the daily. That was the day to get out. You could have nailed it at the top. Did anybody learn anything, or did you guys already know that? If you didn't know it, I just gave you some alpha that's going to change your whole game, because that's how you navigate this market. If you can just be patient enough and always remember to look at for those things, you will nail the bottoms, and you will, not the exact bottoms, but right this bottom, like that close, and that close to the top at least. It will change a game. Sugar says he's mean mugging when he's responding to trading when it was choppy. Gotcha. So anybody, you guys already knew all that? Well, then you guys are doing awesome. If you guys know that stuff, you know some stuff. Maybe somebody will click on the stream that doesn't know it, and they will learn. You don't have to pay a trading group to learn how to trade. You just got to come hang out with me. I'll tell you everything I know. I don't care. I'll talk all about it. All right. There is what is popping off here? We got Doc. Doc is up 13% today. Wow, Doc. What do you do, Doc? What's up, Doc? Doc is looking dang juicy. She's getting ready to pop off. I do not have this. This is not a head and shoulders. This is more like a triple bottom, but I mean, it all plays out the same. It's a level with a neckline. You got a channel. Measure move is that channel. It's a 1-to-1 move. Go up, baby. Doc is going to be coming in at a little under 5.5 cents there. Corresponds with these wicks over here. There's our confluence. Nice. You're going to get a pullback though. It's going to get a pullback, but imagine getting it down here about halfway through here, right in this area. What is that? 2.3 cents. Oh, that's moonbag territory right there. You can moonbag that one. But look what it's doing overall. How far does this go back? That's 18, and this was the last bull market. Oh my gosh. Well, we know we're at least coming up here to 18 cents because we got to complete this pattern. This huge double bottom pattern right there. Nice juicy rounded double bottoms. So we know we're headed there. The question is this going to happen? And then you go through your, I mean, what happens after that? Or, I mean, if you do this before the cycle's over and flag out here, you're going to go ballistic and go crazy. You headed up like 36 cents, Doc. So they're a little bit higher. It's always cool to do that too. If you want to know where it's going to have a real headache at. Interesting. So Doc is up. I wonder what the news is on Doc. I can't even remember anything about this one. Doc. Doc has got a 1 billion total supply, 68 million market cap, still small. It was smaller before today. And that's about all this place tells us. I forgot. I mean, if I wanted an explanation of what to do. End data fraud and reduce verification cost. Oh, were you were the document thing? Yeah, is that right? Issue verifier credentials, instant verification, ID, wallet, passwordless login, zero knowledge proofs, interoperability, Doc blockchain. This sounds like some serious business related stuff. Suddenly you sound serious, Doc. Industries, reusable identity, biometric credential, fraud proof education credentials. I like what I'm seeing here, actually. Oh my gosh. These are real world use cases. These are the little things that are going to usher into other products and be part of it. Yeah. Industries, finance, education, workforce, ID and access management, healthcare, metaverse, supply chain. Interesting. They've really stepped up their game. I don't remember them being all this before. Doc is building a gateway to Web3 by providing simple solutions for businesses and developers to build, manage, and present digital verifiable credentials and decentralized identities using blockchain. Listen, we know that thing's coming. We know it's coming. That's going to be one of the big narratives and big pushes because it's going to be real. Because we got to have IDs. I would rather have some kind of decentralized or as decentralized as we can get. But there's better ways for them to do KYC and AML than to have you give up all your sensitive information, which often gets hacked and passed around, and all they can do is, well, we'll give you a free year of LifeLock. Good luck. And I'm like, bitch, it was mandatory for me to give you that information. Mandatory. I did not want to give it. I was made to give it to you, or else insert whatever. So interesting. I want to put Doc on my radar. I'm kind of liking the use case. I don't remember it having put it on the post-it note that I never look at. Stricker says that BONK is dipping. Are you buying? It had 1 billion, right? And it's sitting at 5 cents. $68 million market cap on DOT. And on the weekly, she's just still in accumulation, still just getting started. Still in accumulation. It's not too late to get in on this one. Think about it, back here, we did the same thing. It came back down. It may come back down again. And then shot right up. Keep Doc on your radar. I want to add it to our list here to watch. And we'll go check out BONK. Okay. Left click. How am I missing this? Add to watch list right here. Oh, you're already there. Cool. Let's go check out BONK. This is BONK. This does not look right to me. I don't think this is enough information. Let's go with Make C. You know they had it. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay. Yeah, she's coming down. She's coming down. She's got some divergence forming there, though. So this could be it. This could be the area right here. It doesn't necessarily have to come down and get that same bottom, but it's a good chance that it will, or close by and reverse. That's a good sign because we got a little bit of bullish divergence forming right there. Candle bodies are going swing low to a lower low. RSI, it is going from a low to a higher low. That is giving us bullish divergence. Oops, I got the bottom girl up there. This one would be the one in the top left corner of the bow tie. This bow tie. This part of the bow tie. That means that it's coming. I don't know. I can't make it work with my hands I'm backwards. I'm just going to confuse you more. I'll have to do the Macarena. So that what that says is we could get a bounce here and turn change. She may be getting ready to go up for a change, and that's kind of odd to say at this point in the weekend while I was being so bearish. But it is down here at an area where that also makes sense. What you want to be cautious of is the old head and shoulders pattern that may show. I'm sure it's going to show up. Will it play out? And that's a different story. Personally, if it makes a higher high than this one over here, I wouldn't be concerned about it. So it's got to make a higher high than this one over here, and that's pretty much equal with this one. If we make a higher high than this, if we can get back, if BONK can get back above this target right here, she's good. Crap. Colored it the wrong line, man. I'm just painting dots. What's up with that? So yeah, if she can get right past this area right here, 15.6239, make a higher high. Even if she comes down after that, we should be safe. Because it probably won't come back down to these areas at all. They'd make a higher low. But I think she'll try to fake everybody out. And I'm sure people say, there's a head and shoulders on BONK. You might as well give it up. And then it's going to, you know, go a little bit stale and then shoot up and surprise everybody. And BONK has got life again. Let's all pile into BONK. So good retracement. I think we're back to what we're not down to the 786 though. That is still open, but we're hoping that this area right here will hold. But it is open for 78,892. But I want to see what it does right where it's at. It's got bullish divergence. It's got a shot, baby. All right, guys, I appreciate you for being with me here tonight. If you can't hit that like button.
I just want to say thank you very much.
It is 12:32. We started, what, at 11:15? Just a little bit over an hour. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We look at the market, just be diligent. Try not to get too freaked out with whatever goes on this weekend and, gosh, going into next week. We'll keep an eye on the market. Just make sure we're not walking into some big crazy trap or anything. But y'all know we're getting ready to go in the bull market, right? We're getting ready to make some life-changing money. Don't be scared. We're out of the bear. The bear is no more. We might get a nice correction at some point, and at some point we will. Doesn't mean it has to be the day, but we're going to keep our eyes open. This is the part of the game that we've been waiting on and talking about, where they have the good chance to scare you out, make you lose your positions, take your coins and run away with them. And that's what they do. Good night, everybody. I appreciate you for hanging out. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze every word that comes out is a lie.
I need some Rocky Horror.
You won't make it to the
Rocky Horror?
If you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade out of the ground, you ain't no one.
If you play the whole one, they'll copyright you.
The nighttime, hit my hotline.
Play half of it.
Sharing secrets, you wish really was by your.
It's just down and to your left.
There's a damage in it. That's funny.
Look over to the side.
Where you can join and subscribe. This crypto rival, the arena drives you out. That's it.